Hi, I'm Kurt Thompson and welcome to Lead Trumpet Styling. And there's actually 3 parts to this course. The first part is going to be Introduction to Lead Trumpet Styling. The second part will be Intermediate Advanced Lead Trumpet Styling. And then the third in the series would be Top Tier Lead Trumpet Styling, Advanced, Semi-Pro, and Professional. So in this particular part that you're getting right now, you're actually at the introduction part, and I encourage everybody at every level to at least get this introduction and go back through some of the basics. Likely, if you go through this entire course, the introduction, even if you're a seasoned pro, there's going to be a couple things that you're going to go, oh, yeah, kind of forgot about that. Or there's going to be a little bit of rust that you're going to be able to get out and polish up on. So whether you've been playing for 40 years and making your living playing lead trumpet, there's probably something you're going to get out of this course before you go on to the other courses. Okay, so this has so many different things involved that I'm just going to give you a little bit of overview right now of what you're going to encounter in all 3 of these courses. First of all, range is a big part of lead trumpet playing. I mean, let's not cut corners. I mean, if you don't have any range, you're just not going to be playing lead trumpet. You know, I wish I could sugarcoat it for you. The more range you have, at least you're going to step into the lead trumpet arena and be able to play some of the basic, average, intermediate type charts. Once you get your range up into the middle of the upper register, and I call the middle somewhere around E flat, high E flat, maybe E, right around there, you can actually play a lot of lead trumpet charts. You can play a lot of advanced and some pro charts. There are a lot of big band charts, especially written back in the 40s and 50s, that didn't go up to double Gs and double Cs and the stuff that you see in modern lead trumpet playing. So, and then finally, to play and participate in the third and final part of this course, the top tier lead trumpet styling, mainly for pros, you will be required to have complete mastery of the upper register, and it wouldn't be a bad idea to have mastered a little bit beyond upper register, which would put you into the extreme upper register, which would be around your double A flats or double A's, double B flats, and things like that. So anyway, I say that up front so you can kind of get an idea what to expect. So back to the intro course, which is what we're doing today. And through this course, not just today, but of course we're starting it, and through the weeks that will follow while you're participating in the intro course, you don't need to have a super duper fantastic range. I've purposely picked charts and examples that don't go too high, and this allows trumpet players from many levels to get involved with this course. So you're going to be an 8th grader and probably do most of this course. You could be a freshman, a sophomore. You could be a comeback player who hasn't played for 20 or 30 years and you're just trying to get your chops back. So this course is a great course for that. Most of the charts and the examples that will be herein will have a top range of high C or D, but actually most of them won't even go up to that, guys and gals. A lot of it will be F on the staff, high G above the staff, high A as you start to approach high C. So let's get something out of the way. People tend to not understand the nomenclature of trumpet playing. We're not a piano, folks, and I don't go on piano. You know, I know that we're a transposing instrument, so yes, we play a C and it comes out B flat on piano, but our trumpet range and tessitura is not that of piano. So when I play a low G on my horn, it's fingered like this. When I play a middle G, that's second line G in the staff, it's fingered like that. And when I play the high G on my horn, that's the G that sits right on top of the staff, it's fingered like this. And when I play an octave higher, which is what we call a double high something or other. So an octave higher than a high G would be a double high G, or you could call it double G. So that's an octave higher than the G that sits on top of the staff. That's also fingered open. That's the correct nomenclature. And we got all kinds of variables and opinions on what it really is. That's how you do it. And we're not playing piano. So our instrument only goes down to what, folks? low F sharp, or that's a concert E. We're not able to go all the way down as low as a piano can, or a tuba. So we use a nomenclature for this instrument because we're playing this instrument. We're not playing piano. So, for example, one more time, low G, middle G, G on top of the staff, which is the high G. Double that, and you have an octave higher that's double high G, and you can take it from there. So a G above double C, folks, would be called, that's right, triple G. Okay, just so we got that out of the way and we got that clear. Logical, right? It's very logical. Well, let's move on to a little bit more about what you're going to encounter in this course. When you start something, I can't remember if it's true in high school, but definitely in college, the professor will give you a syllabus to give you an idea of what you're going to go through, what you're going to learn, and what you can expect. Now, I really think that's good, and we're doing that right now. So some of the things that we're going to cover here, we're going to cover basic swing style, swing charts, slow swing, Latin style, rock and funk, and ballads. And intertwined in all that will be some blues as well. Now, the cool thing about this course that I believe separates it from other courses is I'm going to give you real live examples and excerpts of real big band charts that you could actually step into and play in a real life situation. I think that's important. I really think that's important for learning and really learning the correct style. It also is valuable because since it is a real chart, you can Google or you can go on YouTube and you can find probably several versions by several bands playing this chart. And of course, you're going to hear several lead trumpet players' interpretation of this chart. Very valuable. And so it's not just a hodgepodge of plain vanilla, jazz rhythms, maybe up an octave that we're going to be trying to pretend it's lead trumpet. No, this is the real deal. This is what is really going to turn you into a lead trumpet player. So that's one thing that we're going to cover. And when we do that, the format of that will be this. Now, maybe not every song, but my attempt is to do this. I want to give you an example of the group that made that particular song famous, or that chart. If not, I can just give you at least a band playing that particular chart. A lot of the times, and I'll let you know when it is, I'll have been in a band that recorded it, and I'll let you know if I'm actually playing lead trumpet on the chart that's going to be right in front of you. So if I can highlight that for you, in fact, a good chunk of what I'm going to be putting in front of you will be me playing lead trumpet with various bands that have recorded. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, just me and the horn, and play. So you can hear what the lead trumpet lick that I'm going to throw in front of you actually sounds like without the band. Take it out of context, if you will. And then on some of these, I'm going to actually play the lead trumpet part incorrectly, or a similar and common way that many people would play it if they don't have experience playing lead trumpet. So you can kind of hear the difference between wrong and right. And I also believe that really helps out to know not what to do as well as what to do. So you're going to get a ton of that. It's just going to really empower you and make you confident after you go through this course to step into a real live situation. When I say live, I mean a rehearsal. You're going to step into a new rehearsal band and hopefully be able to get into that band. Let's see. You're going to be going over the basic rules of jazz articulation. Now, I already have a separate tutorial on that, and I'm going to be including that in this course, probably at the front of this course, maybe even the very first week after you hear me talking to you right now. This video that I've already pre-recorded, it's a really good tutorial on the basics of jazz articulation. Easy for me to say. So when you hear someone screw up playing lead trumpet, it's not that they're always missing a note, or they can't get the high notes, or they don't have power. More commonly is that their articulation is just way off. Their phrasing's way off. But their articulation sounds like mush, and if you're sitting in the back row of an auditorium and the lead trumpet player just can't articulate correctly and style correctly, it just makes the whole band sound like mush. And so we want to make sure that the articulation is correct and crystal clear. And so you're going to be going through that during the first week. And if you've been playing for 30 years, I'm going to just go on a limb and say there's probably something there that you could improve and polish upon and we'll take it from there. Next, we're going to go over accuracy. So, I don't care if you have perfect pitch. Doesn't mean you're always going to be accurate, especially once you get above the staff. A lot of that is a feel. So you can have perfect pitch and miss notes left and right. You have to have the feel, and that comes from working on accuracy. And I'm going to include, as a bonus for you guys that are watching this particular video, my own version that I've used over and over for many years to help build my accuracy. A lot of these are intervals, and some of these are licks that I've lifted off albums or other charts that were kind of difficult, that had interesting intervals. So accuracy would be something that we're going to get in this course. Sight reading. Sight reading is pretty important. Why? Well, when you're playing third trumpet in a concert band and you screw up on sight reading, yeah, someone may notice, someone may not. And you can kind of follow along. You know, you've done that before, right? You're not sure what's going on. You're kind of just following along with everybody else. You know, they can pull you along. Guess what won't happen when you're playing lead trumpet, ladies and gentlemen? You can't do that. Your sight reading, and every mistake that you make, every time that you get lost, every key signature that you screw up, every time you miss an accidental, every time you miss a repeat, and on and on and on, everybody knows it, and sometimes it'll screw up the entire band. So sight reading is an important aspect of lead playing. It truly, truly is. It's not just about walking in and reading a brand new chart. It's more than that, and we'll cover that. I also am going to include a jazz duet in this one. It's going to be really cool. And I love Bud Brisboy's jazz duet book. And so my hope is I'm going to include an excerpt from that. He's got, 12 or 13 or more in there. And of course I couldn't include the whole book, and I wouldn't want to. You know why? Because I'm going to give you a taste of one of his duets here. And my hope is that you'll go out and buy his book and support the publisher and the composer and the arranger. I think Lenny Niehaus is the arranger for that particular book. So I'm trying to whet your appetite on some of this stuff and hoping that you'll realize the value and just go out and support people like me and you and all the other musicians and composers and actually go ahead and buy the book. So I'm going to include one duet from Bud Brisboy's duet book, and I'll play both parts. So I'll play the top part and let you play the bottom part. I'll also play the bottom part and let you play the top part. So I think you're going to find that very valuable. Moving right along, I've already pre-recorded in an introduction from a couple years ago the psychology of lead trumpet playing. And it's pretty much frank and in your face. It has some abrasiveness to it. But, you can't sugarcoat the psychology of a lead trumpet player. A lot of people really try to do that, but to the detriment of a trumpet playing community, I think. You can be a nice guy and play great lead trumpet, but underneath that nice guy exterior, you have to be tough, cocky, confident, and have a lot of bravado. On the other hand, you can also show that on your exterior. So in your real life, you can be tough, confident, outspoken, loud, voice your opinion, and somewhat extroverted, and take charge. You can actually do that, and maybe cocky as well. That tends to fit my personality, and I tend to lean that direction. But if you're the nice guy type, the get along type, that's perfectly fine. But I want you to have that mentality, that psychology. When you step up there to play lead trumpet, you're going to be heard, you're going to be noticed. You have to have inside your head. You can be Mr. Nice Guy to everybody else if you want. That's fine. But you have to have in your head this confidence, this surety of yourself. Almost kind of a cockiness that you're just going to show what you can do. You have to kind of have that attitude. If you don't, I'm here to tell you that it's doomsday for a lot of people. Not everybody, but for most. Have to have the right attitude to play lead trumpet. It's a different attitude than playing second French horn in a wind ensemble. Different attitude. Different attitude than playing third clarinet in a high school marching band. Okay? There's a big difference. So we're going to talk about that, and I've already pre-recorded that. You'll get that. The last thing that I'll probably talk about is supporting composers and arrangers, musicians and teachers, like we all are. To some extent, we're one of those, aren't we? I mean, you're watching this video. You're obviously a player at least. And what I suggest by that is throughout this course you'll see little excerpts of real charts and excerpts of real songs. And my goal, when I bring that up, is to encourage you to go ahead and go to iTunes or other stores and go ahead and buy those songs, because you're actually supporting us. So buy those songs from Gordon Goodwin. Buy his stuff. I mean, you're supporting musicians and arrangers and composers. And when I include a couple excerpts from the Big Fat Band, go out and buy some of his music. Go ahead and buy that. He's got a lead trumpet book with like minus the lead trumpet player or whatever. So go ahead and buy that whole book, because you're supporting our community. And go ahead and buy Bud Brisboy's Duet book. So I'll talk about that probably near the end. Let's see what else I can tell you before we go ahead and get busy. Well, as you know, my name is Kurt Thompson. My website is www.TRUMPETSIZZLE.com. And you are listening and watching and about to embark on the introduction to lead trumpet styling. That's what we're doing right now. So good luck on your journey, and I'll be coming right back at you.